Leaving Jamaica was one of the hardest decisions I've ever made. But sometimes life demands choices that we've never imagined making. Today I'm sharing the raw and unfiltered reason why I left Jamaica to come to the Cayman Islands, and that's about 6 years ago. Yes. So let's get into story time. So the struggles of being a new mom, juggling work 9 to 5 job, and having a 2 hour commute per day. So that's driving 2 hours. Yes, I used to drive 2 hours, 1 hour in the morning and another hour in the evening after work back. And boy, I tell you, that was exhausting. Later on in the video, I'll tell you all about it. I just wanted to do this video because I've been receiving a lot of messages of persons asking me about meetup in Jamaica and different questions related to Jamaica. But I just thought I'll share to say that I'm really not in Jamaica right now. I'm in the Cayman Islands. I wanted to share how I got here. And of course, I'm a Jamaican. So whether or not I'm in Jamaica, I'll still remain a Jamaican. That definitely can't hide. Can you tell? Yes, that's the truth. So let's get into it, really. But you know, one of the real reasons is because I follow my husband come to Cayman Islands. Yeah. So at the time, I lived in Falmouth and was working in Brownstone, and that's like a 1 hour drive away. The drive from Falmouth to Brownstone is actually 1 hour every day. So you can imagine getting up and being late for work. That's like, it's just crazy. So the experience was just something else. And I had help because my daughter at that time was 2 years old. But just the driving alone to do it every single day, I became exhausted. Sometimes I used to have to stop on the road just to get a little rest to continue my journey. And let me tell you, there are many accidents on that highway in Jamaica, but the real truth about it is it's easy to happen. You might think that a lot of it is caused by speeding, but the way I think that highway is built, accidents, it is just bound to happen. So I'll go back and forth in the day, in the night sometimes, because I leave work a little late, or I'll go shopping at the supermarket in Brownstone, if you know, within that area. And one evening I was driving home and I don't know what happened. Maybe I was tired. The road was wet and I remember hitting the brake, and this was about like 5 minutes from home. And I hit the brake on the car and the car went skidding off the road. I just went and cleared on a lot of bushes, and all I could remember was, God,
please save my foot, I want to walk again, I want to walk again.
And the car eventually stopped. And if you know where Royalton White Sand is, it happened just a little bit past Royalton White Sand going into Falmouth. And it happened so quickly though, I was so frightened. It stopped, it just ran off the road, cleared on the bushes and stopped. And when it stopped, all I could hear is two guys coming down. It was dark, it's around probably 7 o'clock, and they came and shouted and said,
Are you okay?
I got out the car, I walked around the car, still frightened, and the car was still intact. I was so shocked. So what they did, they went back up to the road while still frightened. They got a truck to pull out the car. Everything happened in a few minutes because it was on the highway. They just stopped a truck stopped and came to pull me out. And when they pull out that car, trust me, I looked at the car, I'm like, God, you saved my life. Those guys too, because until this day, to tell you the truth, I didn't get a name. They're angels to me. And they pulled out the car and I was able to drive out the car and I went straight home. I didn't say anything to anybody because at this time I was still in shock. And for days I'll pass that area with just seeing the bushes fading and dry up, and the memory still lingers. I'm like, how can it be? Maybe I wouldn't survive this, but I did. So experiencing all of that, driving and being tired and being a new mom, it's frightening. So as I hear the accidents every day, I just kind of make a decision within myself and said, I really need to stop driving this far to go to work. because it's very dangerous. You're actually risking your life every single day. So that was a part of the reason that helped me to decide that, okay, I'm moving to the Cayman Islands, because if you know, Cayman Islands are three. Yes, three. Yeah, Grand Cayman, Cayman Brac, and Little Cayman. And I moved from Jamaica to Cayman Brac. And if you know Cayman Brac is like 12 miles. So there's no way I would be driving at all. It's very simple. So it's a no-brainer for me. But how I ended up here, my husband, he was working in Canada at the time, and for some reason we couldn't get a visa to go visit him in Canada. And another reason, I don't think he really liked it, because it was really cold at times and he wanted to come back home. So he decided, okay, he's been in Cayman before, so he's going to go back to Cayman just to be a little bit closer to the family. So at that time, I'm like, oh, there's no way you're going to come back and come to Cayman Brac, and I'm not coming. So I just decided, okay, no matter where the job is or what the situation is, I'm coming with you, because at this point in time, I'm like, I need help. I am tired. I had help, but just to drive to work back and forth, that alone will cause you to be tired. So that's what I did. So we made the decision to move to the Cayman Islands, and we did, and we were in the Cayman Islands within 2 months. It wasn't a long process because he's been here and worked here before, and also we were familiar with the place and where he was going to work. So that made it quite easy and seamless. So that was it. We got a working permit, and he got one for himself and one for me. But at that time, I wasn't even worried. I'm like, it doesn't matter what or how I'm going to work, even though we kind of figured it out and know that we lay out a plan, and the plan that we had and what we wanted within the next 5 years. And then we're like, okay, it's a no-brainer. Let's go for it and let's try it. So that's how I ended up in the Cayman Islands. But coming here, oh my God, it's just, maybe I'll tell you that in another story, but it's been an experience, let me say that, because the climate is similar to Jamaica. There are a lot of Jamaicans here, but the truth is, to be honest, when you visit somewhere and to go there and live, it's just totally different. There are some things that you would never imagine that will happen. Like when we got here, we started to work. But remember, I have a 2-year-old daughter. One of the surprising things was that the daycare that they had was full. It was one daycare, and I had nowhere to send my daughter for me to work. So I had to stay home another 2 to 3 months. At that time, we weren't sure how long, but we had to wait until a space becomes available at the daycare before I could even consider going to work. So there, within the first week, the first month, I realized that I'm not able to work. But knowing me, I'm always positive. Yes, I just have an outlook on life that is different. I'm positive that whatever obstacles come my way, I can work it out. So I didn't worry about it. Eventually, I got to work at a resort, the resort that my husband worked. And the manager at the time was very nice. She's very accommodating. But my life here since then, in my mind at that time, I'm on vacation. We live close to the beach at the resort. So, and I have my daughter, so we'll enjoy the environment. We'll enjoy the beach. We'll go to the pool. So, in essence, that was just like a step back from me, from leaving the hustle and the bustle of going to work, being that professional in Jamaica, to just be in the Cayman, and not only the Cayman Islands, but in Cayman Brac. I mean, it's very small, not much to do, but the thing I like about Cayman is that, one, it's very beautiful, it's quite peaceful, very safe. If you have kids, it's one of the safest places I think it can be. We never locked our door or our car, put it publicly before. I'm doing that now because I'm on the bigger island, but before I didn't have to do that. But the other thing about it here, it is quite expensive. I think maybe it's in the top 5 most expensive place to live. So if you're coming here planning to live here, you have to have your finances figured out, because everything here is expensive, from your rent to your grocery to getting stuff that you need. And then the other thing is working out the dynamics of having a child. Because Cayman Brac is a little bit, as it's not remote, but the logistics is a little bit different. And since as the island is small, not everything that you need at the time you get. So in your mind, you have to think way ahead of time to even get the things that you need. It's just one of those things that you have to encounter with, which is totally different from Jamaica. You don't even have to think about the things that you need until you need it. So that was one of the things I have to kind of get used to in planning for the future. Now it's September, I have to plan my December to see what I need for December and Christmas before it even gets here. That was a new thing for me. I had to get used to that as well. So when you're not living in Jamaica, sometimes you ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth it being here, giving up the nice Jamaican life for something that is different? But it's always a question that is puzzling because you'll never know. I mean, the lifestyle is different, not that exhausted over the years, but then sometimes you're not close to your friends and it's just not the same, leaving your family and your roots behind, giving up that sacrifice for my immediate family. But one other thing is that the lessons that you learn in being away from your family and just being in a new environment with new set of people, different cultures, there are different nationalities here. So you work among people from the US. The nationality here is quite mixed. You have all different nationalities, but there are a lot of Jamaicans here. There are a lot of Filipinos here and a lot of Indians here. So you see a good mix, everybody. So you get to learn a little bit culture from other nationalities. And over the years I've been here, I've done different things in terms of work, but that's for another video. If you like to hear that, then you leave a comment in the comment section below to say you want to hear more about the work situation here. Also, if you're interested in visiting or coming to the Cayman Islands to work, maybe I could talk a little bit about that, but let me know in the comment section below because I'm just sharing a little bit of my story because of persons asking about me being in Jamaica. So put a comment in the comment section below.